If you've ever shopped for strawberry plants, you've probably noticed there are two common options. You can buy plug plants, often called tray plants or cassette-grown plants, or you can buy simple strawberry runners. Most beginners automatically assume the more expensive option must be the better one. But is it? The answer may surprise you. In fact, many experienced growers can produce a beautiful strawberry bed using inexpensive runners that perform almost identically to costly plug plants. The secret isn't necessarily what you buy, it's choosing healthy planting material and understanding what really matters. Let's take a closer look. One of the biggest reasons new gardeners struggle with strawberries is because they focus on the type of plant instead of its quality. They assume that if a plant comes in a tray with a developed root system, it will always outperform a runner. So they spend significantly more money before they've even planted a single strawberry. But experienced growers know something different. Healthy plants, regardless of whether they begin as runners or plug plants, can establish extremely well when planted correctly. Let's compare the two options. On one side, we have tray-grown strawberry plants. These are professionally rooted in individual cells, giving each plant its own compact root system. They're popular because they're easy to transplant and often look very uniform. On the other side, we have strawberry runners taken from healthy mother plants. These are much less expensive and are often overlooked because they appear simpler. Many beginners think they're a lower quality choice simply because they cost less. But after the plants become established, something interesting happens. When healthy runners and healthy tray plants are growing side by side, the difference becomes surprisingly small. Both can develop into strong, vigorous strawberry plants. Both can establish well with very little plant loss. In many cases, it becomes difficult to tell which row started as runners and which started as plug plants. That surprises a lot of gardeners. The first big mistake is believing expensive always means better. Price doesn't automatically determine success. Healthy planting material is far more important than the container it comes in. If you purchase vigorous runners from a reliable source, they can produce plants that look remarkably similar to tray-grown plants after establishment. The second mistake is buying poor-quality runners just because they're cheap. Not all runners are equal. A weak runner with poor roots will never perform like a strong, healthy one. If you choose runners, make sure they're vigorous, fresh, and taken from healthy mother plants. Quality matters far more than simply choosing the least expensive option. The third mistake is thinking late planting automatically leads to failure. Many gardeners worry that if they plant later than ideal, their strawberries won't establish properly. But healthy planting material can still perform extremely well, even when planted later than expected. Strong runners continue developing into healthy plants, and tray plants do the same. The key factor isn't simply the planting date, it's starting with vigorous plants. The fourth mistake is assuming every plant will survive perfectly. Even excellent planting material can experience some losses. Birds, animals, weather, or simple transplant stress may damage young plants. Sometimes a few plants need to be replaced. That's completely normal. Even experienced growers occasionally replant sections. What matters is keeping overall plant loss very low. The fifth mistake is believing every variety develops at exactly the same speed. Different strawberry varieties naturally behave differently. Some begin flowering earlier than others, even when planted under the same conditions. One variety may produce flower stalks first, while another focuses on leaf growth before blooming. That doesn't necessarily mean one is better than the other. It's simply part of the natural differences between varieties. So what do commercial growers and experienced gardeners actually do? They focus on healthy planting stock first. If quality runners are available, they confidently use them because they're much more economical. When those runners are vigorous, they're capable of producing beautiful plants that are very difficult to distinguish from plug-grown plants after establishment. Some growers even plant two runners together in certain locations when they have plenty of strong runners available. This allows them to use their planting material efficiently while still producing healthy, vigorous plants. The goal isn't to buy the most expensive option. The goal is to establish a strong strawberry bed while spending your money wisely. That's one reason many experienced growers continue multiplying their own strawberry plants year after year instead of constantly purchasing expensive nursery stock. Here's a simple comparison. Tray plants offer convenience, uniformity, and an established root system. Healthy runners offer outstanding value, significantly lower cost, and excellent performance when they're vigorous and planted correctly. If both are healthy, the final results may be much closer than most beginners expect. Here are a few professional tips. Always inspect planting material before buying. Healthy roots and vigorous growth are far more important than whether the plant comes in a tray or as a runner. Buy runners only from healthy, productive plants. Strong genetics and healthy mother plants make a tremendous difference. Don't judge success immediately after planting. Give your plants time to establish before comparing growth. Accept that replacing an occasional damaged plant is perfectly normal. Even commercial growers expect small losses. Finally, think about long-term value. Saving money on healthy runners allows you to plant more strawberries without sacrificing quality. Let's quickly review the beginner mistakes to avoid. Don't assume expensive tray plants are always better. Don't buy weak runners simply because they're inexpensive. Don't panic if you're planting later than planned. Don't expect every strawberry variety to flower at exactly the same time. And don't ignore the importance of healthy planting material. Sometimes the smartest gardening decisions aren't about spending more money. They're about understanding what actually makes plants successful. Healthy strawberry runners can establish just as well as tray-grown plants when they're vigorous and properly planted. For many gardeners, that means producing a beautiful strawberry bed while spending considerably less. Focus on quality, choose healthy plants, and let the plants prove that great results don't always require the most expensive option. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more practical strawberry growing tips, propagation techniques, and simple methods that experienced growers use to build productive strawberry gardens.